Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking postseason baseball, Astros Rays. We've got a Tuesday night special for $99. You can get a weekly pass to all the picks from the Insider's Room. Tampa Bay leads the series 2-0, and they're also favored in game three, -110. The total is 8.5. We've got Yarbrough versus Urquidy as the pitching matchup. We've got Nick
That's
from
correct.
the Insider's Room to talk baseball with us. Nick, first thoughts when you see Astros and Rays squaring off in game three?
We're down just a few teams left. Baseball in itself, you have to look at each game separately because mainly when they set a line, it's to do with the starting pitcher. So I actually have a series wager out on the Rays, and I took the Rays in game one, and I tried to get a little tricky in game two. And I'm kicking myself about that. I took the Astros on the run line, but that one did not come in. For game three, I'm going with the Rays. I like the left-handing pitcher, Yarbrough. I think he has a major advantage over Urquidy. Yarbrough is a lefty. The Astros lineup is primarily a right-hitting lineup. And this was a major issue for Houston in game one against Blake Snell, who's also a lefty. And Tampa has a bullpen filled with lefties as well. As right-handed starters hit just 114 off Nick Anderson, did just 159 off Diego Castillo, only 208 against Aaron Slegers, and the list continues. So this is a bad matchup for Houston. Yarbrough, he earned a no decision in his last outing against the Yankees in Game 4 of the ALDS. He gave up 2 runs off 6 hits with 1 walk over 5 innings. Urquidy, he was 2-1 with a 3.95 ERA in the regular season, but he was shelled for 4 runs off 4 solo home runs, and also he allowed 1 other hit and a walk over 4.1 innings in the loss to the A's in Game 3 of the ALDS. So that was easily Urquidy's worst playoff start ever. He's never allowed more than 1 run in any other playoff appearance. At this time of year, I do think that recent form is an important factor. And in this case, Yarbrough, he definitely has the upper hand here. And so sort of the reason why I like the Rays here in game three is the reason why I like them in the series. They have this strong left-handed pitching unit. They have a really great bullpen. They have a great hitting lineup. And so, yeah, this is just a bad matchup, it appears, for Houston.
We've seen 2 low-scoring games so far, for the most part, the most recent being a 4-2 Rays win. But I think for me, the story has been the runners left on base for the Astros. I think these numbers can be a bit deceiving because you look at the final score and you think, wow, the Astros aren't hitting, but they actually are. They've actually out-hit the Rays in both games. Game 1, 9 hits to the Rays, 6. But the Astros only scored 1 run. Game 2, the Astros had 10 hits and they left 11 men on base. So I think they're due for some runs at the plate, and that's why I'm taking a team total of over 4 runs, and it's at plus money at plus 104. I think the Astros finally get it done, finally actually score some runs in this one. I'm not confident in them quite enough to take them to win the game just because, Tampa's lineup is pretty strong as well. I know everybody loves to talk about Tampa's pitching, but their bats have actually been pretty hot as well. So I think this Astros lineup finally gets some runs across the board. And especially last game, we saw some shadows because of the time of day that the game was played. And so I think both pitchers kind of benefited from that. McCullers struck out 11. This game's going to be played at night, so no shadows in this one. So I think the bats finally come alive for the Astros.
I really like that play as well, Chelsea. I would lean to the over for the game. Yeah, after those first 2 games have gone under, especially Houston was so hot at the plate coming into this series and has so far been shut down. I mean, their backs are up against the wall here, so I would absolutely also lean to the over in that one.
It should be a fun one to watch just in general, and especially since both these teams get a little fired up. I know everybody sees the Astros as kind of the villains in baseball, and I know probably most of the people in the country are probably rooting for the Rays. But that's going to do it for our baseball talk here on Picks and Parlays. Good stuff from Nick from the Insider's Room. Nick, thanks for joining us.